But for millions, the waiting is over. 23 million people, to be precise, have already cast their ballot, choosing to get it out of the way. So what can experts glean from that early turnout about who could be ahead? Joining me now, Tom Bonier, senior advisor for Target Smart. All right, so who's voting? What does it mean?
Yeah, well, so early voting analysis, and I'm saying this as someone who is a big fan of early voting analysis, it's tough. And so we can only learn so much. But as you said, we've got a lot of people who have voted already. So there's a pretty big data set. The interesting thing to me is when we compare to 4 years ago, 2/3 of Americans cast a ballot before Election Day in the 2020 election for obvious reasons. But we know it was also sort of like a low water mark for Republicans. Donald Trump convinced his supporters that mail voting was fraudulent. So they basically just abandoned what was once a big advantage for them. And meanwhile, Democrats were much more COVID conscious 4 years ago. So they were really flocking to the early vote. This time around, it's sort of reversed. A lot of Democrats are expected to go back to Election Day voting, especially younger Democrats, whereas many more Republicans. We've actually seen Donald Trump surprisingly on message, or at least to the extent that he can ever be on message, where he's encouraging his supporters to vote by mail. So we're expecting to see a big shift. Right now, we're seeing more of a small shift. If you look at the national numbers from a partisan perspective, they're very close to where they were at this point in 2020.